At the recent IBM Impact 2012 conference, the company introduced multiple new software systems. These new offerings are designed to help businesses integrate social, mobile, and cloud technologies. IBM is hoping that enterprises will find that this software helps them to manage their business processes in a more efficient way. So at this time, we're going to bring in Paul Brunet, the Vice President of IBM Application and Integration Middleware, to talk more about these announcements. Thanks for joining us today, Paul.
Glad to be here.
Great. Well, I want to get into all of the new offerings, but let's just start with the mobile foundation that was introduced. Can you tell us about it and what it brings to enterprises?
And what we're really seeing is that as mobile is becoming more pronounced, as you think about it, both from a B2C, B2B, and B2E, so business to employees, right. There's an expanding realm of most people would typically think about mobile as about the network, the device, the operating system on one hand, all the way to the applications. But what enterprises are really seeing, there's this middle ground of all those things that really make it scalable, reliable, secure. And that's really what IBM is focused around in regards to delivering the mobile foundation. You see the key elements within this mobile foundation are the elements around building and connecting those applications, managing, securing them, and then really the applications themselves, which are really able to think about transforming and growing the business going forward. And so the mobile foundation was key elements around that, the ability of building and connecting, which built on a workload acquisition IBM made at the beginning part of this year. And we've extended that with tighter integration with some of our cast iron capabilities, so the ability of integrating and connecting those applications to whether it be cloud or other internal applications. And then managing and securing, what we mean by that is the endpoints. If you think about, I guess people are using bring your own devices, how do I secure those endpoints from a corporate information perspective, from making sure the applications can run on those devices? And so this is with our endpoint manager capabilities there to really make sure we secure those endpoints. So the mobile foundation really focuses around those key spaces.
And you mentioned the growth in mobile, and I understand that the mobile market is actually supposed to be $36 billion by 2015, which is very significant.
Exactly, and which is creating a lot more opportunities. Organizations are really thinking about this a little bit more of a piecemeal perspective, or have been approaching it that. And now they're trying to get a little bit more programmatic about it, so making sure that they have tighter control and governance and all the ideas of managing, securing all that information and communications that's happening out there throughout these different devices and throughout these different types of applications that they're rolling out.
As for the cloud elements of this, cloud initiatives, they bring a lot of conveniences to businesses, but there are still some that are hesitant about embracing the cloud. So what is IBM doing to reassure these organizations?
I think it's the classic way of how do you, let's two key points. One of the top items that always appear is security. And so how do you think you can manage and secure the information that's being put out there, that's being run across these? So the establishment of a business unit around security and inside of the software group and making sure we've extended that. But then also making sure that all of the existing resources and capability can be intermingled, and you can think about things that are putting out in the cloud and those capabilities you currently run in-house, and how you can leverage and extend those. So the ability of being what we see as hybrid clouds, the ability of connecting a lot of those, based upon an acquisition we made a couple of years ago around cast iron, the ability of intermixing these. And cloud is even becoming more important as you think about mobile. Is that mobile is going to be tying in many things that are running in the cloud as well as an on-premise. And so, how you're thinking about intermixing those capabilities together is also increasing in its importance.
Well, let's get into PureSystems and the new software capability that allows customers to create patterns of expertise. What can you tell us about this?
Well, let me take a step back here. As a couple weeks ago, we announced a new family of offerings called the PureSystems family, which is on and evolving and looking at this new era of computing, which is around expert integrated systems. And what we saw is, as clients have been evolving and really thinking about it, the fact that they've been spending upwards of 70% of their dollars on management and maintenance of their existing internal systems is how can I better translate more of that maintenance dollars and management dollars into new opportunities. In one interview we had with a CIO, we were talking about what would they be looking at as new systems, helping them reduce costs and management. And the CIO told us, he said, listen, that's not my focus right now. My focus is I have 9 months to 12 months of backlog of new capabilities I've got to get out to my business users. Wow. And that's really is the market we're focusing on, is how can you get new capabilities out there all the while is optimizing and really driving greater efficiencies within the IT environment. And that's what PureSystems family is about. In this new family, one of the key elements of that is able to deliver and meet that goal. We said that you have to have this idea of built-in expertise. And the way we talked about this, are there patterns of expertise that IBM, with the thousands and tens of thousands of clients we work with, the way that we can harness those and build those more of that into the systems. So this family of PureSystems really looks at the ability of integrating the hardware, the networking, the storage, all the way to the middleware, to the integrated management, and how can we look across those elements and build these patterns around capabilities, whether it be from web applications to databases, all the way up to business intelligence to business process management. And so harnessing these patterns and making sure that a client who might typically take anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks to go out and deploy one of these environments is really allowing them to do it in a number of hours. And so the whole idea is shifting that resource, shifting that focus of systems up and running and getting those dollars out to really being more productive and driving business capabilities. But it's not only these patterns aren't good for only getting systems up and running, but it's also for the lifecycle management. Think about all the patches, all the updates that typically come forward, once again, across the same elements of the hardware, the firmware within the storage, or into the different middleware environments. The way we manage these patterns and the way customers can deploy these patterns is you can look at one update comes across and all that information is updated, where we see upwards of 40 to 50% reductions in some instances of that ongoing lifecycle management. So patterns of expertise, look at the experience of our clients, how we can do it with our customers, as well as with our partners. Once again, we've announced over 80 ISVs who've built patterns on these systems to be able to harness that and getting the end client up and running quicker and trying to help them better manage their costs.
Very interesting. And the cornerstone of these new capabilities is IBM's WebSphere application server. So can you detail this a little further for us as well?
As I mentioned, what we focus around is workloads. And what is the workload? As clients, again, even IT organizations really want to get more focused around being a provider of service as compared to individualized technologies. And so by looking across a lot of these elements here is what are the workloads? Can I look at a workload and provide that workload as a service? And so in regards to these patterns, we took a look at some of the initial workloads around Java or web apps or even database. So take a look at DB2. And those initial patterns coming preloaded on the Pure application system. So at the heart of that, of those web application patterns and some of those Java patterns, is a lot of the the WebSphere family. Included in that is the WebSphere application server. So it is providing a lot of the core technologies and core understandings that we've really built, but very much focused around this idea of patterns and workloads as compared to individualized technologies.
Well, can you share any examples for how businesses can actually utilize this software?
Let me take a look at, give you an example of one of our teams that was building out, Cognos, which, we take a look in the business intelligence space. One of the things that they were looking for is their clients, are really trying to look at getting greater degrees of analysis in regards to their systems. But, and hence the reason why they're making these investments in spaces like business intelligence. But taking 3 to 4 weeks just to get the initial software up and running, finding the deployment, finding an environment to go set it up, you haven't even started getting to that level of access and really utilizing the technology for business value. The idea that you can have business intelligence experts create this pattern, and so that clients can really go deploy it. One, it's not just about deploying the technology, but making sure the system is designed and tuned, highly virtualized, elastic, ready for cloud. We look at these boxes as being, whether it be platform as a service with the Pure application system, or infrastructure as a service, which is really around the Pure Flex system. And being able to take advantage of those capabilities very rapidly and having business intelligence tweak all the knobs, tune the system so they can deliver that workload in most efficient manner is a great example here. So the idea is leveraging the business intelligence that much quicker as compared to how do I get technology up and running.
All right. Well, are these new software systems available now?
If they're available, we're making them available as we go forward, through our Pure Experience and program, and our sellers are out there working with clients today to go get them signed up and start getting clients up and running.
All right, and we look forward to seeing what businesses can do with this. Thank you for talking with us today, Paul.
Fantastic.
Great, and you can visit IBM.com for more information on these announcements. I'm Abby Johnson reporting for WebProNews.